Hey, Bougie Gang, what's going on? I feel like we haven't been together on for a lunch break in a little bit of a minute. What's up, everybody? Exactly, Bevy. What's going on, guys? Drop your manicure emojis in the hand in the chat. And what's going on, everybody? Okie dokie, Denise, Diva. Gang stars got here first. Thank you so much. First ones to tap in. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't even know what we're doing today. I still feel like I got to get to the post office. It's like there's always something to do. I need to get to the post office because I'm waiting for something, but um what are we doing today? When last time we talked, let me tell you something. Over the weekend, that 4.5, almost 5-hour live, that messed me up so bad. Oh my god. My back was hurting me so bad for sitting for so long. My back was like, don't you not never sit in that chair for that long again." But I do typically stand up when I'm live. So, like I stand up and I sit down, I stand up and I sit down, but I was sitting the whole time and I don't know. I was like Sunday, I was so exhausted, but it was a fun live though. I enjoyed it and it was such a long phone calls from prison call. Hey, dark and lovely. Hey, everybody. I'm gonna try and say, click on everybody, say hi. Um, I feel like I know we've got phone calls from prison stuff to do, and we have so much other stuff to talk about. Um, I did so let me tell you guys what happened today. I did you guys are gonna be so proud of me, but the the session was literally maybe it was 30 seconds. So your girl up there in DeKalb, and I'm saying DeKalb on purpose, Illinois, um, Paa'shon Mhoon, she did have court today, and I was on the Zoom. um, I was on the Zoom, and her lawyer came up there fast talking and basically was like, they wanted another continuance. I couldn't believe it. They wanted another continuance because they said that they're were trying to get some additional discovery from the parent company, I guess, of the company she was working for, as if it's gonna make some sort of a difference. Just a second, let me see. I don't know what kind of a difference it's gonna make. You can't even see, so I was on Zoom. And, I was sitting there. The funny thing is that I guess there were 2 court proceedings today for 2 cases I'm following. So, I clicked into one and I realized, I was like, "Am I in Illinois?" And I looked up the judge's name and girl, I was in Hillsborough County, Florida, following I was in the Zoom for something else, and I quickly look and I saw like, "Oh, I'm not in the right place at all." So I look up Paa'shon Mhoon's case, and luckily I was able to find it. I already had the Zoom information, so I got over there, and that one was actually starting 9 o'clock Illinois time, which in her area, it's an hour behind East Coast. Anywho, so that was 10 o'clock this morning. But I was sitting there for the proceedings and it was interesting. But they finally called her and her lawyer, and it was literally maybe it was 60 seconds. I don't know. Let me share my screen for a minute. But yeah, there's nothing. Hold on a second, I'll show you. Uh But again, they have court in January again. It's got to be getting close because they're in pretrial right now, and it's almost like enough is enough. I don't know if she's going to just I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't seen enough to have a temperature read on what I think she's going to do. other than, you know, this has been getting continued for over 2 years now. So, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, let me show you guys what happened to me. I was all in the wrong places today. Uh, let me share my screen first. I was all over the place. Let me see. Share my screen. Is this it? Okay. So, and I'm talking about Paa'shon Mhoon. Paa'shon Mhoon, the alleged embezzler, and when the police went to arrest her, hoarder, basically. Okay. Let me make this big so you guys can see. Okay. So initially, I get into I'm in Zoom, and this is when I realized, oh shit, I'm in the wrong place. I was like, is this the right judge? Because the judge's name was Buick. And I realized I was in the wrong place. This is Judge Buick here from DeKalb. The other judge was Judge Alvarez in Hillsborough County. Anyway, let's get to. So she turned off the camera. There were some other people having their day in court. So court was going on, and she calls Paa'shon's case.
This case, I've appointed the public defenders.
Okay, we're gonna get to that.
There'll be an attorney, floor circuit. Thank you.
I was like, why'd she turn off the camera?
27, 23, yeah.
And it's possible she turned off the camera because all of the people in Zoom, she basically had cleared out the whole entire Zoom. And I guess everybody else on the docket was sitting in the courtroom. Because I actually called the court because I was like, I just want to make sure that the docket is correct. Or that I'm seeing what I'm seeing because I checked the docket. I didn't see her on there, but when I checked her profile, it said her next court date was today, and the person verified, oh yeah, she's set for court today. It's on you're looking at a different docket. Anyway, okay. Let's see where we're at.
You can come up right next to your attorney.
Your Honor, we're here on a status. This case was previously set for trial. We set a return.
9 o'clock would be the next court date. I should make sure you are in court.
Okay, hold on.
Good morning.
It was literally that fast.
Return date as we were trying.
Paa'shon Mhoon. I'll tell you today. See you in January. Have a good day. Clerk's office to pick up copies of the orders that I'm going to sign in your case in just a moment.
Okay.
That's all I need to tell you today. See you in January. Have a good day.
I gotta get anything from him or down there.
Pick them up at the counter, first floor, circuit. Thank you. Paa'shon Mhoon. Use
23 CF 277, 23 CF 337. Paa'shon Mhoon.
Well, Michael Doyle for the defendant who is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Good morning. You can come up right next to your attorney.
Your Honor, we're here on a status. This case was previously set for trial. We had continued it because we were trying to investigate obtaining further records. We did have a subpoena issued. We were able to determine the parent company of where that needs to go. I spoke with Mr. Locke and we set a return date for January 13th.
Okay, January 13th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
January 13th, 9 o'clock would be the next court date. I should make sure you are in court.
Have a good morning.
And that was it. Paa'shon, make sure you're in the courtroom. There were a couple times where she didn't show up to court. I guess she was on Zoom or she sent her attorney. And I guess the judge has put an order in now that she needs to show up every time they have court. So she'll be there. I'll be there on January 13th. Now that I know how to get up in there. Um, and that's it. That's all. So that was, that was what was going on. So her lawyer said that he was trying to get a subpoena for some additional information for the parent company, I guess, of the company she was working for. And I'm like, for what? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what her lawyer needs that information for when I'm sure they have all kinds of bank records and payroll records to show that this woman she was doing accounting work for a pallet company. Basically, her name is Paa'shon Mhoon, and we saw her body camera. It's on here, by the body worn camera, when they came and arrested her. And I read some of the police report. There is some information that I can go back over, and I know we've talked about it a couple times, so I owe you guys that live. It's a stall tactic, of course. There's a quite long affidavit with a ton of information about what she is alleged to have stolen, which is in excess of $1 million. And when they went to her house, baby, it looked like Amazon warehouse exploded. Okay. Um, anyway, so this has been going on now for a couple of years. And I mean, it's going to come to a head eventually. She's out on a $25,000 bond. She paid a 10% on a 25K. So she paid $2,500. She's out on release. She's not super duper active on social media, but we will do like a Paa'shon Mhoon live very soon. I know we've talked about it several times, but there's always something to come up. But we got to definitely get a little catch up going and get into the whole entire document so you guys can really get a full understanding of what this woman did over a span of a couple of years, and how you slowly steal, which is what the allegations are, over $1 million from your job by paying yourself huge paychecks. On top of getting your paycheck, you're also supplementing and paying yourself an additional $10,000 a pay period. Okay. I think that's right. I think it was somewhere at 10, maybe $15,000 additional a pay period, on top of cashing out various invoices, using the Amazon account, using the corporate credit card. It was quite a bit of improprieties going on, and it added up to well over, in cash and in invoices paid, and corporate accounts that were used to buy herself things like computers and office equipment and all different kinds of things. If you I'll bubble up the body cam video again, but just when you see the inside of this house, you would think she was reselling it. It really looked like there's some psychological problems going on, but that's not going to prevent her from going to jail. Because the house was absolutely out of order. It was a hoarder house. I don't know that it was dirty per se, but even when your house technically is not dirty, for your house to be that full, there had to be roaches and mice. I mean, there just couldn't not be, because all of the boxes and the clothes and it looked like a thrift store. It looked like the back room to the Goodwill. Okay. And I'm sure the back room to the Goodwill is very much organized with bins and all kinds of stuff, but it was giving just 6 foot high mountains of clothing and goods and appliances and things and jewelry and everything. It was just a mess. So she had court today. She went to court, but her lawyer got her a continuance and they'll be back in January. I know someone who did that and all they got was 2 years federal time. All they got, but 2 years federal time. Do you imagine? I mean, 2 years federal time? To me, 2 years federal time may as well be 20 years. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? 2 minutes time, I would be a basket case. I would be beside myself if they said ma'am, 2 minutes. I would feel like that was 20 years, girl. That would not be good for me at all. Anyway, okay. So the last 2 weeks, oh gosh. So 2 weeks ago, we were in court with Latasha Daniels. Last week, we were in court with Devin Michaels. Intermittently, we have gotten caught up on a couple of Nesto videos. I know that there's a few that we have not done. I guess it's a little bit of chef's choice. Well, not chef's choice. I'm going to make it you guys' choice. What is it that you guys wanted to get into today? Do you guys want to go ahead and get into? Let me see what we missed so far. They said 2 days, I'm cashing out. I'm crashing out. If they said 2 days, I'm crashing out. Period. Absolutely, Miss HLS. There's just no way. She was in and out in no time. You sure she picked up a new skill? No, thank you. So, you guys, if you guys have been following the Brian Walsh case, he pled guilty today. I haven't had a chance to watch that video yet. Do you guys want to watch that, or do you guys want to get into these two videos we haven't going into a meeting? I'll check back. Okay, no problem. Well, depending on how long your meeting is, but yes, absolutely. Replay is real. Okay. All right, let's do this. Hold on a second. And I do have some of you guys really enjoyed the deep dive into the Sakiyna Thompson. I did just get the police interviews. I listened to everything. Was that yesterday? Maybe it was Sunday. I was listening to the interviews. I have to not necessarily edit, but I need to bleep out some things. So when they're giving so I can't just play it on live. I need to go in and bleep out a couple of things, but I've got those. Those have come in. I did get Shakina's commissary, not all of the breakdown of the type of food that she orders, but they sent me something. I have to write them back and see if I can get more specifically like the nosy stuff. But I did get a couple of incident reports. I think the most interesting thing that I think that you guys are going to be interested in knowing, is Terry still around? And not only does Terry call, but Terry has done video visits. Now, can I get the video visits? I need to do a request and ask. I'm going to probably venture to guess no, because Florida is interesting. If I can, it's probably going to be a crazy price tag, but we'll entertain it. I haven't sent the request yet, but I will do that today. Florida will let you have some things, but it can be quite expensive. So I don't really know if that's something that, that even makes sense, but we'll see. It could be a surprise and it could just be like in my inbox. So you never know, but I'll send the request. But oftentimes they do this thing where they say that they have to have somebody read and redact, and you have to pay for that particular employee's time that it's going to take for them to watch the video. Now, if there have been people who have requested it previously and the work has already been done, then you have to pay like a nominal fee, but it's like the first person to ask for certain things. So I'll see. I'll send a request to see if I can get that, because I can't even say that I know I can get it from Broward. So we'll see. But yeah, I do have a lot more information regarding that. I just wanted to be, sensitive about how I put it out because um it's just such a messed up story. It's so messed up. But a couple of things, well, let me tell you a couple of things that I found out. So, you know how at the crime scene there was the Range Rover, and I don't know how it got into social media that I guess the Range Rover might have been Terry's car. That wasn't Terry's car. That was Revelto's car. Revelto was the guy she was talking to, and the guy who found her the day that her body was found. He's the person who found her in her apartment and called 911. And Kayla's car was a Mercedes, and Kayla had gotten home at she's the one who got home at 4:44. Sakiyna was out. She had been on the property for about an hour or two. She was basically waiting. She was kind of like laying in wait, which is why I know she's gonna get life in prison anyway, I'm sure. Um, which of course I don't know that for a fact, but I think statute wise, her getting first degree premeditated murder is going to give her life without parole. Let me pull up this picture so I can have that on here. Do I have a picture? Yes. Okay. Um so Kayla got home according to the cameras at like 4:44 in the morning. Sakiyna was milling around, she was knocking on doors. I don't think she knew where Kayla worked per se. She was just waiting on her to come home. She was knocking on random doors. Some people ask, well, how did she know which apartment was hers? I'm not sure she knew which apartment was hers. She was knocking on multiple doors, which made me think that she may not have known which door was hers. She probably saw her pull in because she had been at the property for a period of time. She'd been at the property for a couple of hours. She was walking around. That's how she got caught on so many surveillance cameras because we looked at the pictures. Hold on a second. I got to be careful because this document, we hadn't read there's like 10 pages in this document we haven't read yet. Let me show you guys this. So I think she saw her, and then it is quite possible that she did follow her back to her apartment. She saw her pull up and she followed her, but not like right up behind her, but she followed her. Now, did she follow her to the point where, because there's no vantage point in the video that shows her like pushing her way in behind Kayla, but it stands to reason that she could have been in close proximity. She could have tricked her with some food because Terry had been known to send her food. So I listened to the interview with her best friend, Kayla's best friend, Janicia. Janicia said that Terry used to send her food. She might call him and say she's hungry, and he would send her whatever she wanted to eat, Uber Eats or whatever, right? So it's quite possible that when Sakiyna was carrying that Shake Shack bag, she might have thought that that could be food coming from Terry. And that was it was kind of like a little bit of a play for um, Kayla to be off guard regarding, her being on her floor and saying, "Hey, Kayla." So yeah, here she is checking into her hotel. Okay. In the pink. Then this is her with the Shake Shack bag leaving. You see the Fendi bag. They said she took a Fendi item out of Kayla's closet and maybe she packed up her bloody clothes. They did go to the dump and look for that Fendi bag because her going into the hotel, because she took, I think she took lifts. She took lifts to and from everywhere. When she came back into the Plaza Hotel after the murder, she did not come back into the hotel with that yellow bag. So it's quite possible she dumped that bag somewhere in between leaving the apartment complex and getting to the hotel, but there's nothing. They were not able to retrieve that bag with the bloody clothes, but girl, she held on to that damn Shake Shack bag. I feel like her purse may have been in the Shake Shack bag. Who knows if she had some sort of a instrument in there. But and those are the shoes that are featured on her Instagram, those Prada boots that also helped catch her. Now, just a mess. Okay. She left a trail of receipts. So much. I've been reading everything, so when we talk about it, that I'm not kind of just like hearing about it first time with you guys. Okay, let me scroll to something else. When I told you guys about the identifiable, we'll do like a full live about this, but this was the thing with the tattoos. There's the tattoo here. You can see a little bit. She's got the tattoo here and the tattoo here. They noticed that the person had this tattoo on their hand. Like, she was basically identified almost right away. If you heard the live that we did before, she was identified immediately. When she Kayla's friends were very for Kayla's mom, she was definitely like a typical mom. Like, she knew what was going on with her daughter, but she didn't know, what I mean? She didn't know all of the details. I think Kayla kept her in the know, but she wasn't telling her mom everything. But her mom knew she was dating, right? But her friends, Janicia, her best friend, she knew as much as a best friend would know. And immediately when and I'll let you guys listen to the interview, immediately it was either going to be because Revelto, the guy she was talking to, he had a girlfriend up in New York. They said New York, but it's actually New Jersey. But we'll just keep New York. Revelto had a girlfriend. Terry had a girlfriend. Kayla had a boyfriend, but they broke up. I don't know if he had someone else or not, but she was in her dating era, and that was pretty much kind of it. And the guys, she was involved with a couple of guys who had girlfriends. I mean, that was just kind of what was going on. And but I guess, I don't know if Revelto's girlfriend knew, but Sakiyna squared in immediately after they met. And I'm not sure how she figured it out, if she was checking Terry's phone, but it seemed like, according to the best friend, almost right after Kayla met Terry, Sakiyna was calling her and texting her, like, how do you know him? What's going on with you two? Are you two dating? That type of thing. So this picture here is a picture on Sakiyna's Instagram. This picture right here is one of the surveillance pictures, and you can see the screen, the wallpaper is the same. Then obviously the phone holder is has a Louis Vuitton print, and you can just tell that we're looking at the same person's hand, the phone, all of the things. And this was just another element that identified her as the person, especially as they matched everything up with Instagram. Even though she took off her rings, she couldn't take off that tattoo on the side of her hand. She didn't think about her phone cover. She didn't think about her being spotted, looking at her phone and her lock screen having her picture. So that was absolutely insane. So we talked about all of that. If you didn't hear all of that before we get to the next live where we get back deep dive into this, go back to that one because baby, it was just a mess. When they arrested her, and they found this purse in her at her house in Queens, her plane ticket was still in her pocketbook. Her LaGuardia to Fort Lauderdale ticket was still in her purse. I'm trying to think of something else that was just like, girl, you could may as well have just pled guilty and tried to save yourself some time because when when the best friend saw this picture right here, you'll hear when she talks, she's like, "Oh, that's her." She said, "That's her. That's her. That is her." She was like, "Oh, that's her." She's like, "I'm 1,000% sure that's her." Like it was she was like, "Yeah, that's the girl. That's her." And the shoes. Let me show you the shoes. Hold on. Let me take this off the screen real quick. Because this one is not redacted at all, and I don't want to show anything. Not supposed to, because it's a lot of information. Okay, hold on. Baby. This is one of those things where if you wanted to do, you were trying to do something you're not supposed to be doing. Um, this is kind of a playbook for don't do, which I'm not advocating that whatsoever, but she did everything wrong. Um, I don't even know whose jacket that is, but I guess the jacket ended up in the landfill. But when she was traveling, she had this purse and she wasn't wearing those shoes. She was wearing some flip-flops, but these were featured on her and the little girl. So I don't if you guys remember, I told you that she had knocked on someone's door asking did they see her Shake Shack bag? Because she had been milling around between building number 7 and building number 5 trying to find Kayla. And also it could have been that she was staging herself at building 7 because they said at building 7 you could see into like a clear path. You could see into building 5. So if you were on the second floor on building 7, you could see the second floor into building 5. So it's possible she was just again laying in wait for her to show up in either building. And I guess she lost track of her Shake Shack bag, or she was just trying to use that as an excuse to talk to people in the apartment complex. So she knocks on this woman's door who is not home, but her daughter is home. Daughter's 16. The girl didn't think about it. She actually thought maybe it was her mom. She wasn't thinking. She knew better not to answer the door that late, but she opened the door. She thought it was her mom. And here's this person. Here's Sakiyna dressed just like this and asking her, "Did you see my bag?" And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And she asked her, "Well, how old are you?" And she said 16. And she said she could tell that the person was looking over her shoulder to kind of see who was in her apartment. And she just said, I didn't see your bag. I don't know where your bag is. I haven't been out of my apartment," and just basically shut the door. And like 10 minutes later, she came back bamming on the door. Um, so why she was doing that, I don't know. But that to me, some of that behavior, I mean, just more than anything, She was there to kill that girl that night. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And she was laying in wait. She was doing crazy erratic things like knocking on all kinds of people's doors, basically looking for Kayla. And when Kayla got home, um within an hour, so she spent about an hour in the apartment because they see her you see her leaving around 5:30 something, like that footage of her leaving. Let me see if there's a picture in here. You see her leaving the um the apartments at around 5:30 in the morning. So she spent some time up in there. And when Revelto got there, even though 911 told him to try to do CPR, there was no, she was dead. She was cold. She was already dead. Because he got there, the first time he got there was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, and he left, went, got some food, came back, knocking on the door. Nobody's answering. He hears the dog. He's bamming on the door because he thought for a minute she might have been in there with somebody else. He didn't know what was going on because obviously they were dating, but they kind of had a casual relationship because he had a girlfriend and she was dating whoever she wanted to date. So, but they had a thing. And his feelings were hurt when he said when I saw his birthday. He's a Virgo, so male Virgo, his feelings were hurt. He was mad. He was bamming on the door, and then he said like something just told him to try the door, and he tried the door. It was unlocked, and he opened the door, and there she was laying, right inside the door. So that's what happened. And then he immediately called 911 and all of that. So I'm trying to think of something else that I learned that I did not know. Now I am waiting for some more information. They told me audio, video, and what else? I don't know if but she spent a little bit of time at Rikers Island, and the Rikers Island calls were preserved and sent to Broward. I don't know if I'm getting those calls or not. Keep your fingers crossed. That's my hope. If we can get those calls from when she first got arrested from Rikers Island, baby, I'm sure they are interesting. Okay. That's my hope, is that in that thumbnail, well, not thumbnail, in the thumb drive, um, there is the audio from, or any audio, any jail calls at all. But if it's initially the initial arrest, when she's like, oh shit, I got arrested, and calling her people to tell them. Yeah. So I went to the post office Sunday. Was it Sunday? Today's Tuesday. I didn't go yesterday. I went Sunday because I didn't go Saturday. And turned out last week I found out that my package had never been sent. She told me on like Monday or Tuesday she was sending it out. So I went Sunday because I didn't go Saturday. It wasn't there. And I was so pissed because I've been waiting for this for like 3 weeks now. I requested this a month ago, pretty much right after the trial. I've been waiting for this for a month, and I've been going to the post office like almost every damn day. So Sunday, I was like, I'm not going back to the post office till Wednesday. So because I'm salty about the post office right now because my damn package hasn't shown up. So anyway, hopefully it'll be here this week. She told me, the person that I've been conversing with back and forth told me that she was making the label at that moment and putting it in the mail on that day. So it may even be there right now, but my heart won't even let me go today, because if there's nothing there, I'm going to be so damn pissed. I cannot. I just can't do it. Um, Pretty much. I'm salty. I'm salty about the mail. I'm salty about my legal mail. I mean, waiting for these FOIAs can be, it's like a gift and a curse, because sometimes they come so fast before you know it. It's like legal mail. And then sometimes I've waited as long as almost 2 months before for something. You know what I mean? It's a lot. Um you know? Anyway, let me see. Was there another set of pictures? Okay. Um so there was something about okay, let me explain to you what I learned about the CODIS hit. Okay, two things. Number one, Kayla's phone, up until what they have documented, up until about, let me see what the date is. Kayla's phone, now they did get Shakia's Shakina's Instagram. And I have like girl, it's ridiculous. It's like about 5,000 pages. Her Instagram download from Meta. Okay. Kayla, so this note says right here. Let me see. Let me see if I can let y'all see this. As of December 1st, 2024, the cellular telephones of Sakiyna Thompson and the victim Kayla Hodgson have yet to be accessed. Sakiyna never gave up her password for them to enter her phone. And I don't know why they couldn't Cellbrite break it, but they say that some of these Cellbrite extractions, you could literally have something take 3 years. It could take 3 years for a Cellbrite extraction. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I was like, that's crazy. If someone gives you their code, obviously you can get into the phone and you can do the extraction, but for them to break your code and to be able to do the extraction without you giving them the permission and the access into your phone, it could take up to 3 years. That's if they are successful in getting into it. They never got into Kayla's phone. Nobody knew her password or her numbers, her number sequence. And Sakiyna obviously was not giving up hers, and she did not. This little blurb here talks about the purse with the Spirit Airlines boarding pass for Sakiyna Thompson, July 12, 2022, from LaGuardia to Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International FLL. Also located in the purse was a finger splint commonly worn. Oh, and the finger splint commonly worn. Okay. But the ticket, hold on, let me make sure there's no phone numbers on here, email address, because this document has a lot of stuff. Okay. The black Prada purse with the search warrant was also executed on the same date. Located inside the purse was the Spirit Airlines boarding pass for Sakiyna Thompson, July 12th, from LaGuardia to Fort Lauderdale. I mean, there were so many receipts, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess they were just trying to use some sort of an excuse. Hey, Alan Speed, how are you? We're just talking. We're just talking. Can you believe that? Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's a free way to support. What's everybody eating for lunch? Can you sign up for informed delivery? Okay. I have it here at the house. So let me tell you, if anybody works for the post office, I feel like one or two people work for the post office. So tell me how I can fix it, please, if you know. I have informed delivery and I have it for the house. Somehow, when I got the PO box, I was able, it would be all on one email. So I had the informed delivery for my PO box and for here at the house. Somehow, when my PO box renewed, I always do it for a year. I paid it on time. I guess they put the slip in my mailbox, and they didn't close out my mailbox because I never not had access to it. I don't know what they did, but they flipped a switch in the computer. The lady told me that they probably did it prematurely because they flipped a switch in the computer. So I never really realized why my informed delivery stopped working because I always had access to my box. and it's been paid for, but it turned off my informed delivery and I have not been able to set it up. Every time I go to set it up for my PO box, it says I already have it. And when I go to try to access it in my account, I can't click on it. So it's weird. I don't know. It's in there, but I don't get emails. Every now and again, like sometimes you guys will send me something and I'll get an email from the post office that says I have something in one of those smart boxes waiting for me. But I don't know. Yeah, I know. It messed up. Somebody was doing their job probably at 5 o'clock rather than waiting till the next morning when my transaction uploaded. And I didn't miss any time because I didn't have to pay a late fee. Because if you let your box expire, you might not have the same PO box. And I've had the same PO box for years. So I have my same PO box. Nothing has changed, but something in the system, they said someone had flipped a switch, but my account was still active because she said it was paid on time. But it affected, the only thing that I can see that it affected was my informed delivery, and I just don't get those delivery notifications. The only thing I'll get is if I get something and it ends up at the smart box, and it'll send me the barcode and it tells me what to do. So I don't know if I have to maybe I just need to log in on my computer. But I always, I do so much stuff on my phone. I guess I hadn't thought about it, but I'll log in on my actual PC and see if if it fixes. But let's see, what else did I learn? I'll read you these last 10 pages because we read that big long document, and this is a supplement to it. And there are some things in here that I'm probably not telling everything, but high level. But I didn't want to like bore you guys with all of these details again. There was more information about the research that they did with Lyft. So we'll get into that because it's definitely more like deep dive when the search warrant for Lyft, the search warrant for uh Facebook and Instagram. I received the call history subpoena from the Broward County Attorney's Office, cellular phone numbers. So they did pull the phone records. They just weren't able to break into her phone. The cell records for Kayla and Terry, the subpoenas were coming in. We'll read this because it does go into the cell connection. But I've seen a lot of people say they need to get Terry also. Terry might have been part of this, or Terry had to be part of this. There's no evidence to support that Terry actually had a role in this at all. He actually tried to protect Kayla from Sakiyna. He and Sakiyna were broken up. There's nothing that says that Sakiyna put him in knowledge that he was going for Kayla at all. There's what time is it? It's 1:00. There is so the best friend Janicia talks about a time when they were in New York, right? Like the week before Kayla was killed. Kayla had gone to New York for not 4th of July, but she was in New York with her friend. Her friend Janicia is from New York, and she saw Terry in New York the week before she was killed down in Florida. And Sakiyna was looking for her. How she knew Terry was up to something, there was a particular bar where the guys hung out, where Terry hung out with his friends. And Janicia and Kayla were on their way there. And Terry called Kayla and said, "Don't come. Do not come. My girlfriend is at the bar," or something like that. And they were pulling up at that moment, but Kayla, he signaled for Kayla to come across the street to his car. Janicia, girl, they faked Sakiyna out. Sakiyna should feel so dumb because Terry played her dumb so bad. Janicia walked in. Now, they were all kind of, I wouldn't say they were following each other, but they were all familiar with each other from Instagram. So Janicia got the impression that Sakiyna, when she saw her at the bar, because she looked at her and was looking around to see like where was Kayla. And some dude that Janicia was talking to came up to her. She said she could see Sakiyna looking at her the whole time she was talking to a friend. Meanwhile, Kayla was outside talking to Terry in the car, and her and Terry go to another spot. Terry was player. And I think Sakiyna went crazy because she couldn't, look, I'm gonna just say it like this. I'm not trying to, what I mean, it just is what it is. Kayla was, dealt with, she was dating, like I said, and some of the guys she was dating had girlfriends, so she might have been used to like, handling herself a certain type of way. And she, obviously she wasn't concerned, but really should have been because Sakiyna was crazy. But they faked her out basically because she was there waiting to attack her at that club. She was ready to fight her that night. Um, Janicia said she had no jewelry. She was in some sweats. She had her hair in a ponytail. She was looking pissed, and she was looking at her. But I guess what confused her is that her friend never showed up because she said, "We are the, like, if you see me, you see Kayla." So she was expecting her. When she didn't see her, I guess it was like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, Terry was outside with Kayla. So Kayla did pull up, but she never went into the club. Terry signaled her to come across the street. Girl, I said street. He pulled her across the street and scooped her up and went somewhere else. And but I'll let her tell it to you guys. When I call y'all back, we'll listen to the Janicia. I just need to make sure, I need to listen to it one more time, make sure anything that's like identifiable information is bleeped out. So just give me a minute to, I need to go through that. I did a cold listen to it. I was cooking, but I didn't do any edits to it to make sure. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that anything, because when the police investigators are like, I'm sitting here with so and so, and they'll say their whole name, their birthday, all like the first 60 seconds is a lot of personal information. And then, so just give me a minute to apply some privacy type edits and we'll listen to it. But Janicia is she tells the whole, she's a best friend. You know how your best friend knows your business. She's a best friend. She knew her friend's business. So but in a good way, because you see what happened to her friend, and she was able to give the necessary information for the killer to be apprehended. So it was a good thing. So everybody should have a friend. If you're gonna have a good friend partner in crime, they need to know what's going on, because yeah, it was unfortunately not, wasn't able to save her, but at least she was able to get her some justice, because I don't think anybody really thought that Sakiyna was gonna do what she did. That she was nuts. Um Girl, a lot. Yes. She tells that story in the interview because they'd been in each other's airspace before. So they met in passing. So it was some mess. Um you guys were putting up prayer hands. Okay. Yes. 504, we are sending you all kinds of love and all kinds of love and prayer to 504. You guys, we love us some 504. Hey Amy, how are you, boo? Hi, Bible lady. She went through extreme measures for it. Girl, she was not. It was crazy. It's just crazy. Okay. All right, let's pivot off that for a minute. I'm tempted to go to the mailbox, but I swear to God, if my damn package isn't there, I'm gonna be so pissed. So I'm just like, I don't want to go. I am having a bit of a tantrum about the uh about the about my mail. Mm, all right, let me see. I don't know if it was on this channel or not. I feel like there's two videos that we did not watch. Maybe this short one. Still encourages her to date, and she was pissed. Let me see. Um, she wasn't afraid. She wasn't afraid, and she was young. You know what I mean? And young people are doing what young people do. I'm gonna say this too, though. She was young, dating an older guy. Because Terry, hold on, let's look at some ages here. Kayla was, Kayla was in her young 20s. Okay, Sakiyna was born in 94. So what is that? 94, she's 31, right? Today. Um uh Kayla was 4 years younger, 4.5, December 98. So she's 4.5 years younger. So Kayla wouldn't have even been, she would have been like maybe 26 had she lived, to today. And Revelto was born in 90. Revelto is a good 35. Okay. So Revelto was 8 years older than Kayla. And then Terry, let me see. Terry is listed as 93. So Terry's like about 32. All these people were kind of young-ish, but old enough to know better. You know what I mean? The guys were older. So she was dating older guys. So I'm sure she was, she was mature, but it's unfortunate. I feel bad for her. Because I think as being a young 20s, she was just living her life. And because her mom is pretty young. Her mom's only in her early 40s. So her mom might have had her when she was about 20. So what a loss, right? Is it Nadiraj? Nadiraj. If you can give me a phonetic, I hate if I'm spelling mispronouncing your name, but welcome. We're so happy you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It appears that Kayla was living a life of a single woman open to dating, and unfortunately Terry was on some and according to Terry, and even the best friend says, he said, according to Terry, they were broken up. Now, the fact that she was pregnant is suspect. He could have been one of these guys lying to everyone, but I guess my initial point with the last couple points we talked about. Terry, there is nothing to support Terry any type of knowledge of forethought that Kayla was in danger from Sakiyna, or that he and Sakiyna were in any kind of a cahoots to do Kayla in. Um, it appears that he was trying to protect her from her because he liked her. They had a little thing going on. And there were opportunities where Sakiyna could have got at her, and that didn't happen. You know what I mean? So, but there's nothing that shows that he had any knowledge or forethought that that was going to happen. Broken up, spinning the block, a dangerous place to be, because there are, you know, whatever Sakiyna thought. But I'm gonna say this too, Nadish. Is it Nadish? Okay, welcome, 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 welcome. If I get it wrong a couple of times, just bear with me, okay? Nadish. Um, yeah, he was definitely spinning the block and giving her mixed messages, and she felt threatened. Now, he was in real estate, he was making money. Revelto, I don't know what Revelto was doing. Revelto said he was in real estate also. Um, when he said that he had a friend wire him some money and he was there to pick up some money from Kayla. He said he was there to give Kayla some money. Then he said he was there to get some money. He said he had a friend that had wired him some money. They had, but Velt, aka Revelto, he gave up his phone willingly. He allowed them to search his phone and get his conversations with Kayla, and that cleared him. Obviously, he's a man, he's someone she was dating. He admitted to being a little upset when he couldn't get in contact with her. He said that when he would go visit his girl, because he had just come back from a visit too, and he knew that Kayla was in New York at the same time as him, but he was there visiting Miss Ma'am, and she was out in the Bronx or whatever visiting her friend, Genesia's family, and I guess hanging out with Terry. But he said that over the couple of years that they were dealing with each other, that whenever he would come back from New York, they would kind of go through a little bit of, oh, maybe she liked him a little more than she would let on, and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, um, it was it's just not a good thing in 2020. In the 2020s, it's just not. People are very territorial, and if people are lying, I guess the difference between, now I don't know if Revelto's girlfriend knew he had a lady down in Florida or not, but I'm sure she knows now. I mean, she would have to. Maybe if she doesn't, when she ever catches on to what was happening down here up under her nose, I'm sure she would be very pissed. Okay. So I honestly do not know if they are together or not now. The woman that he was dealing with, I would imagine she would have to know, but this has kind of been an internet viral thing. This has gone more viral in the last month than it even was when it initially happened. So it's possible she didn't know, but the fact that he went and testified in court, and you know, girl, there's a lot out. There's interviews, body cam footage. I mean, I would imagine he would have disclosed this to ma'am, that, what was going on. I don't know. Anyway, what else for you guys? I don't know if that's it. They said real estate. They said real estate DMV. What I can tell you is this. They said Terry was potentially some sort of a scammer, but that's alleged. I don't have any information to support that. I'm certainly not calling him a scammer, but they said that, you know, that's what some people said. Um, but I don't know that to be true. That's just an allegation, and that was just some free talking that I think I read in some of these documents. They were saying that Terry's some sort of uh I feel like I heard in one of the news stories. We might have to go back to some of those news stories when they were showing some of the testimony, when they were talking about Terry. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what we can get our hands on. But yeah, allegedly, real estate. Um, I feel like that's everything. But I wanted to read through some of this stuff because before we got back into it outside of, but if you're just coming in and you hadn't heard the first report that we did, and I read one of the narratives of the investigation, go back to that video. I'll link it. Um, it's like about an hour and a half, but it goes through almost the complete narrative of the events surrounding the murder and identifying Sakiyna Thompson. And then I have another one that kind of picks up where that one left off with some additional information. We'll get into that one and some of the police interviews. I don't have the interrogation. If there was an interrogation or interview, that could be in my thumb drive I'm getting, which I hope. But I don't have that yet. So I don't know what I'm getting. It's just going to be a matter of putting in the thumb drive and seeing what I get. So it's going to be interesting when we get that. That's what I'm really waiting for, to see what comes in that thumb drive. Because for them, they sent me a lot of information through the portal. There's a thing when you request like FOIAs from certain places, um, they might just put it on a secure site called evidence.com. They give you like a link and a code, and you click on it, or they send you an email, and you have a code, and you'll have a certain amount of time to review and download everything. And I'm like, for them to send it to me in a thumb drive, like this must be a lot. So I'm hoping. Um, I don't, yeah, they never, did they get into his phone? Let's see. I think they got his phone records. I do not have an interview from Terry. I have the interview from Janicia. There's an interview from the juvenile, the young girl who opened up the door to Sakiyna the night that she was acting cuckoo, waiting for Kayla to come onto the floor. And there's 2 Revelto interviews, and then there's the mom. But I'm getting audio from the state attorney, and I don't know what that's got in it. So just bear with me. Because if there's a Sakiyna interview by the police, if there was any conversations that she had when they arrested her. Oh, let me show you the picture. Okay, I'll show you these and then we'll shut this down. Let me show you, girl. Let me show y'all the pictures from damn Rikers Island. Okay, hold on. I forgot about that for a second. When I tell you it's a lot, it's a lot. Okay. When I'm telling you it's a lot of stuff, it's almost like, friend, how could you forget that? It's not that I forget, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Okay. Hold on. I gotta pull it up. When they took her, when her intake pictures on Rikers Island, when they snatched off her wig, you could tell they snatched off her wig. Maybe they didn't snatch it all the way off, but it was clearly a braid down. Hey Tish, it was clearly a braid down, and I'm pulling it up now. Just give it a minute to load. Baby. Okay, it's gonna take a minute. Do I have these loaded yet? Yeah, no, it's in this computer, but it's compressed. So you just have to give it a minute. How can I it's taking a long time to upload. Let's see. Are these some of them? No, that's not them. Okay. It's in this other folder. Girl, it's okay. Hi, Brenda. Hey, boo. Hey to all my boos on Facebook. Facebook, what's good? Make sure to hit the thumbs up for me, please, and share me out. Share, share, share. It's coming. Just give it a minute. I feel like the 911 call. Okay, you guys, let's see. Shirley testified finally. I love that name. Thank you, Brenda. If you're not following on Facebook, I don't know what you're waiting for. Oh, let me say this. I'm sorry, Be the Light. Happy Tuesday, Bougie Gang. At 5:04, you are in my prayers. I've gone through it before, so I know. Yes, absolutely. Be the Light. Thank you, baby. Thank you for supporting for so long, period. And we're sending a lot of love to 5:04. Um, I went through it a couple of years ago. Um, we lost little mama, and she passed the day after Thanksgiving. She was transitioning kind of that whole entire week. Um, but it was a day. If you guys go back in my videos, I mean, sometimes I can't even listen to that time period because you can hear mommy um that week. I guess I wasn't live a lot, but I was live a few times. I really didn't know when she was passing. She was passing. I thought she was going to live forever. And she was damn near 17. And it was one day she came in and she just couldn't walk. She walked into the house. She got in the house and she just fell down. She literally just fell down and she couldn't get up. And I was like, Mommy, get up with your big old butt. So I picked her little rump up and I tried to get her to stand up and she could not get up on her feet. And I got a towel and wrapped it under her belly and tried to support her from the middle to get her back on her feet. She would not walk. And that had happened maybe a couple of weeks before, but she got back on her feet. She started walking. She was a little bit slow, but she got back on her feet. And I called my husband. I was like, babe, mommy won't walk. And he's like, well, just get her on her pillow and I'll take her out when I get home. I'll take her and let her stretch her legs out. And so he did. We got home. He got home. He put her her little harness on, and he took her out. And she walked a little bit, but she really didn't want to walk. And she was just tired. So I had bought her a nice new Christmas blanket from Sam's. They have those little Sam's soft plushy blankets. And I bought her a really soft new blanket and I laid it down on her in a little Portia spot and just got her really comfortable. I think I posted some pictures not last year, but 2 years ago where mommy was just laid on some blankets and Portia was there. And, that was just like her little resting spot that, uh, you know, it was tough. It's very tough still. So I'm with you, 504. It is not, I said, mommy, she loved us so much that she wanted to make sure we had something to remember her by because she took us through it. Her last week or two, she wanted to make sure she stayed in our hearts forever. Okay. Well, she was never going anywhere anyway, but she made sure she gave us some memories because it was a very difficult time. She went through a very rough last couple of days and it just made us love her even more, and we miss her. We miss her desperately. So 504, I know what you're going through, and I'm so sorry. It's such a huge loss, you know, because they're so unconditional. They're so unconditional. They just love us. So I thought mommy was gonna be here forever. Ever and ever and ever and ever. Because I had a cat that lived to 22. I've been spoiled. I really have. I've had most of my fur family live long, long lives. So which mommy lived a long life too. I think the 16, 17 club is like kind of it's up there. But yeah, we miss her terribly. You guys, it's like 69%. The just to let you know, because I'm on OneCloud or OneDrive, and this particular file is like 8 gigs. So it's still right there. It's still right there for me. I have her ashes. Her ashes are on the over there at the fireplace, and we've got all the cards. Some of you guys sent cards and little gifts and things to help feel better. Somebody sent me something. It's sitting right over my desk right now. I don't know who sent it, but whoever sent it, is I love you guys. I guess it's a picture of me looking out into the world, and there's a picture of a dog that has markings like mommy, and ah, and it says there's a caption over my shoulder that says I miss you, and there's a caption over the dogs that says I'm always with you, and it says you are my favorite hello and my hardest goodbye, and I have it right here at my desk. Like, I'm looking at it right now. One of you guys sent that to me. It was so sweet. Like, some of you guys sent me little, like, the stuff you get at the mall with like an engraving and stuff like that. Very sweet. So, you guys got me choked up. And it's not about me right now. It's about 504. She lost her baby. So I don't want to take away from that. But yeah, we know what you're going through, babe. It's very hard. It's very hard to lose a friend because it's very, very, very sad. Look, you guys, I'm so hard. I don't do this. I don't do this. But yes, it's I love my babies. So, okay, it's loading. We're at 97%. Okay, so you guys. You guys, if you follow if you want to send 504 some love, just if you I'm sure she'll be reading. Just send her, if you're on the replay or whatever, just send her some love in the chat. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. Okay. You guys, I miss mommy so much. I do. I really, really do. Okay, let me see if this is, I know it's towards the end. All right, give me just a second, guys. This is a lot. This file alone has like 951 pictures in it. So, all right, let me. Okay. Yeah, I need to make a carousel, so I'm sorry. But you guys get the gist of this right now. I'll make a carousel so you guys can see better. I just can't do too much scrolling cuz it's, you know, girl. Let me move the Okay. You get the picture. It looked like they snatched her wig off. It does. It is definitely giving they snatched her wig off. They got all sides. Where's that picture come from? I just don't want to scroll too girl, I don't want to scroll too much because this I'm telling you, it's is this the one? Which one are they looking at right now? Let's see. Give me a second. I feel like all of these in this sequence with the 3. Okay. I should be safe. Okay. All right. I don't know, it's taking them a minute to load. I feel like I downloaded all of this on another computer, so it's still kind of uploading on this one. I don't know. I was just wondering, like, when the reality hit her that, like, they getting ready to send me to Florida. Look, she got her little shower shoes on. And yeah, I'll make a carousel so you guys will really be able to see. Um, they took all her pictures, all her tattoos, everything. The hands. I don't know why they had this cane, but I don't know that that was for her. She wasn't very pregnant at this moment, but she was pregnant. I think Sandra or Sandra is her mother's name, I think. Mom. She had to know I'm screwed. They're taking all these pictures of me. I'm screwed at this moment. I'm done. They snatched off your wig. She should have kept her behind in New York and minded her own business. I wonder if I'm sure she knows now uh how he like it's like girl, he played you so bad the night that you went to try to beat her up at the bar. He they faked you out and played you cuz her friend went in, faked you out with, talking at the bar, based, you know what I'm saying? Like they faked you out and he still went out with the girl. Like you couldn't stop him. Now you're sitting up there, you don't have your baby, and girl getting ready to get a life sentence. Yeah, I haven't edited this sequence of pictures, and like I said, it's about 1,000 pictures. You see how long it took me to upload it. It's a lot. So I got to be super careful because there's some stuff in here that is not for, it's not for, it's not for play. I'm even just say it like that. It's just, it's bad. It's the details that, most of y'all would not even want to see. Okay. So I'm trying to be careful to make sure I don't show anything I'm not supposed to show. And just out of respect, we want to know the story, but we don't have to see, what I mean, some things we just don't have to see or I cannot show. And Terry out there free sleeping around, and girl, and has his baby. Hold on a second. Let me show you this. I don't want to show any phone numbers. Let's see. Terry has been around. Let me see. Hold, I'm gonna show you something. Terry was visiting. Terry had a visit with her on damn October 17th. Now, how old is this document? I just got it, but I don't know when the last time they ran this. They ran this. This was start to end. They ran this on October 17th. So keep it this. I just got this like end of last week. This document's already a month old. Okay. Terry and Miss Ma'am had a visit on the 17th. Okay. They had a video visit. Okay. I'm going to show you. Hold on. Hold on. Can y'all see? Oh no, yeah. You see that? (10:17) at 15:45. Now they do have a baby together, so I mean he might be putting the baby on there for a little visit, little video visit, but I mean there are commissary deposits. Okay. So if you were wondering, do Terry and Sakiyna have any contact? Yes. Yes. And the lady, whoever he's dealing with now, still got to deal with her. And I bet you I bet you she's a lot to deal with. Like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, this chick is on the damn phone, probably acting crazy. Now I don't know that for sure, but I would imagine nothing has changed. And I'm sure she's pretty pissed that she was found guilty. Because she thinks she's justified in going to someone's house who was not expecting you and picking a fight with her, which ultimately ended her in a very brutal killing. Okay. And when I say brutal, I mean awful. Okay. Um, there's nothing that she could say that was self-defense because you were pregnant, ma'am. You traveled all the way down from the tippy top down to Florida. You came all the way from New York City down to South Florida and laid in wait at this lady's apartment complex. There is nothing about that is some self-defense. I don't know what she was thinking. But yeah, we'll talk more. Sorry about the 10 minutes or so, whatever time of dead air that it took for me to find that, but I forgot about those pictures for a minute. I knew they were there, obviously, because I've been going through everything, but there's so much. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of had to put it out my mind because some of the stuff is really awful. So I wasn't even thinking about it yesterday. And when I was talking to you guys, I remembered, oh yeah, the intake pictures. I need to show them to you guys, right? Um, so mhm. Anyway, guys, let me let y'all go. Can y'all make sure to hit the thumbs up for me? Maybe well, we'll do the one of the interviews, and then I guess we'll get caught up. The Nesto stuff's not going nowhere. We'll get caught up. We already know what happened, girl. He's still in jail. Okay, we already know how that's turning out. At least for right now, we know how that sequence of calls from March of 2023 went. Nothing happened. He's still where he was at, right? So I think we can get to that. Let me see. Just go up, just going to. Okay. Farah just texted me that I think the high school kids are protesting tomorrow because ICE came to town. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Border Patrol is here in Charlotte, and the kids. I'm mad that these kids are really scared and concerned for their friends, and it's, the kids are worried. Okay, you guys, let me go ahead and go. This was so much fun. I enjoyed you guys. We laughed, we cried, we talked, we had a silent moment, all of the things. Guys, drop down in the comments if you didn't have a chance to wish our good sis 504 send her some love in the comments. Please send her something, in the comments. Just give her a little encouragement. We all need it sometimes. And whether you've been there before, I'm sure that you've lost someone at some point in your life. So send our good boo boo a little bit of encouragement, because I know she needs it from her beautiful online sisterhood, brotherhood community of people that love her, and know her name and care that she is okay. And we know you're not okay right now, but you're going to be okay. It just takes some time. It takes a lot of time, but you're going to be all right. Okay. All right, you guys, we'll come back and do a proper Sakiyna Thompson video. So if you're new here and you're a little bit lost, one of our friends from the chat lost her fur baby. And it's a sad moment. Little baby 504, rest in peace. So, but we'll do a proper Sakiyna Thompson update for those of you. So sorry about the dead airtime, but I wasn't prepared for what I thought of, and I didn't know it was going to take that long to pull up. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there. And next time I come back, I'll have everything all set up and ready for you guys like I normally do. So my bad, y'all. Anyway, I'm not going to hold y'all. Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you guys a little bit later. It won't even be as long because we'll do the call and I'll find something else to show you guys, share with you guys from the case. And hopefully by the next time we get back together on this case, because we are approaching, like, Fran, why are you showing all of this? The case is over. She's been adjudicated guilty. That is true, but she hasn't been sentenced yet. She's going to be sentenced on December 1st. And unfortunately, we just didn't get a chance to see this whole entire thing play out. And for a lot of us, we're just learning the details. So yeah, we're still talking about Sakiyna Thompson trial. the discovery information, and the investigation revolving around the death of Kayla Hodgson. So, okay, you guys take care. Have a good afternoon. I'll see you guys a little bit later, and make sure to hit the thumbs up for me. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.